it's got me thinking. I want to leave you guys with this challenge. Adam said something to me yesterday that really sort of worked me up. Like it brought me to a place of almost burden. And the reason for that is because he said, what if we lost internet? Like, what if we lost, I was thinking, if I lost the internet, like, this could happen, guys. Like, what would we do without the internet? Think about that. And I thought about how my ministry on Instagram through Broken to Chosen is really, without the internet, it'd be non-existent. And so then I started thinking about, well, isn't my identity really wrapped up in Broken and Chosen, like in Instagram and all of what we're doing on here and hanging out with you guys and loving on you and preaching and teaching? And I'm thinking, what if the Lord took this from me? What would I be? Like, what would I just go door to door in my neighborhood and start doing what I'm doing online? Like, what if I lost touch with all of you? Like, all of you that are around, like, that I don't have your number. We wouldn't even be able to have a phone call. Like, we wouldn't be able to FaceTime, nothing. There'd be no Wi-Fi. Like, what if that happened? And it brought me to a place of sadness, because I was like, man, like, I don't want this to go away, because I feel like the Lord is moving through this. And so I just wanted to really challenge you guys to think about this. Like, first of all, the identity thing, I mean, maybe your guys, you guys aren't doing what I'm doing, so maybe your identity is not wrapped up in this. Maybe your identity is wrapped up in something else. First of all, your identity is in Christ, so keep that in the forefront of your mind always, that your identity is in Christ. But the bigger thing is this. It's really living every day to the fullest. Like for me, I had this burden to share the gospel, to cover the globe with the good news, to open up people's eyes to the deception that's going around and being one that speaks truth. But, if I lost this gig tomorrow, and like tomorrow I woke up and there was no Wi-Fi, there was no internet, and I was unable to do what I'm doing, what does that mean? Well, that means today's all I got left. And so it's one of those things that we've got to grasp the fact that today is a gift. That's why it's called the present. Tomorrow is unknown. That's why the Lord, that's why all of his followers after him, they made sure that we don't worry about tomorrow. We don't boast in the fact that we're going to do this and that and next week and next month and Christmas Day, I'm going to do this. And I can't wait until the summer. I go on vacation. I can't wait until the vaccine comes. So, there'll be no more coronavirus. It's like, dude, tomorrow might not come, and so today, my friends, we've got to live in the moment, and we've got to think that tomorrow's not coming. I always say, live with the end in mind. And what does that mean? That means, yes, picture yourself on your deathbed and ask yourself, what will matter to you when you lay on your deathbed and you got hours to live? Some of you don't know Christ. Maybe your eternity will matter. Maybe that God will give you that ability. He will bless you and give you, all the way to the last moment to realize your need for him. Maybe he won't, but what will matter? And I'll tell you, I'll just give you guys an idea of where I'm at, because I've accepted this mentality of living with the end in mind. As I stand in my street here, surrounded, my neighbors are surrounded. They're probably looking out the window at me like, what is this guy doing? I'm preaching, dude. But I want to share with you, living with the end in mind. I've accepted this message. I've accepted this challenge from the Lord, that I know that when I lay on my deathbed, the only thing that will matter will be the legacy that I left. How did I lead my wife? How did I lead my kids? How did I lead in the community? What are people going to say about Salim, the disciple of Christ? Are they going to say, man, that guy loved Jesus? Like, he was a lover of Christ and he was a lover of people. And it showed in his actions. Not, man, he was a CEO at one point. He owned his own company. Man, this guy was a beast in sales. He got the most numbers. He made money. This guy had a nice car. He had a nice house. He dressed nice. He could lift a lot in the gym. Like, he could run really fast. Like, dude, let me tell you, that stuff will not matter. None of the stuff that we're stressing about today will matter. I won't even be thinking about coronavirus. If I was on my deathbed right now, I would care less about the coronavirus. I would care less about the vaccine. I would care less about Trump and the fraud and the deception and all the stuff that's going on around the world. I'd be caring about my eternity. I'd be caring about, what is my wife? How are my kids? What's going to happen? Like, that's the stuff that matters, guys. And so let it go. You need to hear this. You got to let it go. Live with the end in mind.